Hey guys, what's going on? It's Waldo. Today we're here for the start of a new series on this channel on the game Out of the Park Baseball 17, and we'll be using the Los Angeles Angels. So this game just came out today for people that pre-ordered it. This is technically called, I believe, the Gold Master Beta or something like that. It comes out for everybody on March 22nd. So if you didn't pre-order it, don't worry. You only have to wait 4 more days, which definitely isn't bad. I would say that over the past few years, OOTP has definitely become one of my favorite game franchises simply because of the fact that I really never get bored with this game. I mean, I'll get bored with Madden from time to time, the show, all those games, every now and then. But this game, I can't remember a time when I ever felt bored playing this game. I mean, I'll sit down at my desk at like 1 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. Oh, excuse me. And I'll look up at the clock and it says 4 o'clock. I mean, I lost myself in the game for 3 hours, and I think when a game is able to do that to you, when you're able to lose yourself in it for that long without really noticing, I think that's really what makes a game really good. But as I mentioned, I did choose the Los Angeles Angels. For those of you that have been around for a while, you know that I'm a big Phillies fan, so this was a little tough, but I don't think I could really choose the Phillies this year because their farm system, it's on the up and up. Their team, it has a lot of young talent on it now, so I don't think it would be as fun to build that team up. I mean, I'll do it by myself, off screen or whatever, just, do a personal one. But for this, I chose the Angels because their farm system is horrendous. You really don't have anybody down there. You do have Mike Trout, but outside of him, well, and Garrett Richards, I should say, and, you have Mike Morin, you have Houston Street, your closer, and obviously you have Pujols and Andrelton Simmons. But outside of them, this team, it is a little iffy. There's not a lot of depth. So I think it will be a lot of fun to try to build this team up, build the farm system up in particular, through the draft and through trades. It should be just like the Phillies franchises of the past few years, except now I'm doing it with a different team. And also, aside from that, I am doing a Phillies franchise on MLB The Show, so I kind of didn't want any overlap this year like I had last year. So, yeah, looking just at the budget, first of all, well, I should say we are using me as a character because I'm not creative whatsoever, and we're using my birthday too because I'm even more not creative. So, you see, we have a 19-year-old general manager. That would be fun to experience in real life, I imagine. But you see our budget, it's tied for 8th in the league at $220 million. So really, this team should be winning a lot, but for those of you that are baseball fans, you would know that the reason it's that high is, the Pujols contract doesn't help him. He's being paid $25 million this year, and that only keeps going up until, I believe, 2021. The player payroll is 13th, $138.6 million. We do have a lot of money for free agents and a lot of money for extensions. At this point, I think the only person I want to extend on this team, no doubt, is Trout, but obviously he already has that extension, so I really don't have to worry about that. Our attendance is good, 5th in the league, at least last year, with just over 3 million fans. So I suppose that's a good thing. At least we'll get the money coming in. But let's just take a look. Let's go to our lineups. I imagine this will be easier. So actually, maybe it wouldn't be. Let's go here. Yeah, there we go. And then short by position. Yeah, there we go. Then maybe, yeah, okay. So let's just start with the starting rotation. So you see we have 5 starters up here right now. Andrew Heaney, who the Angels got in that Marlins deal a year or so ago, I want to say. Garrett Richards, he's obviously our ace at this point. Matt Shoemaker, Jared Weaver, who his fastball, if you've been looking on Twitter recently, it's definitely lost some velocity. There's a lot of jokes made about that. And CJ Wilson. So you see we have a 35-year-old, a 33-year-old, and then 3 guys under the age of 30. And so I think one of the main goals is getting a lot of starting pitching for this team because outside of Richards, we really don't have anybody. I know Heaney, at one point, he was considered one of the best left-handed pitching prospects in the minors when he was still down there. You see when he was back with the Jacksonville Suns in 2014, he 4-2 with a 2.35 ERA, 52 Ks, only 13 walks. He got promoted to AAA, and he was up there for a little while longer. A 3.87 ERA, 91 strikeouts, 23 walks. When he came up to Miami in 2014, he did have a bit of a rough go of it. He didn't win any games. A 5.83 ERA, 2.89 BABIP. He did have 20, so he almost had a 3-to-1 K to walk ratio. Last year with the AAA what is that? SL. Oh, the Salt Lake Bees. He went 6-2, albeit with a 4.71 ERA. But you have to remember, the Angels AAA team, they do play in the Pacific Coast League, so those ERAs tend to be inflated from time to time. I know Noah Syndergaard, his ERA was, pretty high when he was out there with Las Vegas for the Mets, but obviously we know that he's not like a 4 ERA pitcher as we saw last year. And with the Angels, he did pretty good. I mean, his BABIP was 281. He struck out 78, only walked 28, 3.49 ERA. So, for a 23, 24-year-old, that's not too bad. If he could do that every year, I would be ecstatic. Richards, he had a bit of I'm not going to say a down year, but, compared to 2014, it was a little off. 2014, that 2.61 ERA, he obviously only did pitch 160 and 2/3 because of that injury towards the end of the year. Last season, he had a 3.65 ERA. He did pitch over 200 innings, which is what I'd like to look for out of my number one pitcher. If they can pitch at least 200 innings, I'm pretty happy with that. 176 Ks, 76 walks, a 124 WHIP, a 2.69 BABIP, 108 ERA plus. You see his ratings; they're not that bad. His curveball leaves a little bit to be desired, but he does have. He does have 3 pretty good pitches. Obviously, his fastball, his cutter, and his slider. His curveball, not so much, and his changeup, I guess it's pretty iffy. But that's what you have. And then Weaver, we definitely got to try to get rid of. Oh my gosh, this guy's getting paid. Okay, well at least we don't have to re-sign this guy after this year because he's getting paid $20 million, and I really don't think he's going to do too good this year. Because his velocity, number 1, is down. You see, he has 6 pitches, but 3 of them are 50 or lower on the pitching ratings. His stuff's not too good. He still does have control, so I will give him that. But control, that won't get you that far. I mean, last year, Christ, he had a 4.64 ERA. He only struck out 90 guys in 26 starts. He walked 33. So, I would like to try to get rid of him this year for anything, to be honest. CJ Wilson, another pitcher who's making $20 million. Although he's gone after this season too, so at least we will be able to retool this team a lot in the upcoming offseason. Now his contract. Okay, so now we're going to have to go through arbitration, I believe, with this gentleman right here, so that's fine. And then what about Schumacher? Yeah, he's not making that much. So that's what our pitching rotation is looking like. Oh, excuse me. And if we get down to relief pitchers, we have this Mike Morin guy, as I mentioned earlier. I'm not really it's not that I'm not thrilled, but it's just so easy to find good relief pitchers and closing pitchers in this game through trades that I'm not really too concerned. Not concerned isn't the right word, but I mean, it's always good to have guys like this in your bullpen, but at the same time, I can easily find somebody to replace him if I wanted to trade this guy. We have Jose. I mean, our bullpen, it actually doesn't look, well, I was going to say it doesn't look all that bad, but then you have Tyler Skaggs. His ratings, his ratings aren't that bad, I guess, but I don't know. We definitely need to upgrade the pitching on this team. We do have Houston Street, though. I suppose that's always good. It's always good to have a good closer, but once again, as I mentioned, it's so easy to find guys like that. So moving down into the batters, our catching position is a hot load of crap. First base, it doesn't look too good either. We have CJ Cron, but the guy has no eye. He can't avoid Ks. He's not good defensively. He has no speed. He's really just a power guy, or not a power guy, just a contact and power guy, if nothing else. I mean, you look at his average down in the PCL, 323, but obviously that's going to be inflated a bit. You see when he's been up in the majors, his first year back in 2014, he had a 256, 289, 450 slash. He did hit 11 home runs, and last year he hit 16 home runs, but 82 strikeouts, 17 walks. That's not really something I personally like to see. So and we do have Pujols, obviously, but see the problem with Pujols, as we're gonna see, this guy's getting paid $25 million this year, and it only goes up by increments of $1 million each year until 2021, as I mentioned, when he gets to $30 million. So his ratings are good, don't get me wrong. As you can see, a 60, 55, 65, and a 65 avoid Ks. But to be perfectly honest, if I could get rid of this guy this year, it would be something I'd consider doing, just because I hate having contracts like this hanging over your head, especially for a guy like Pujols, who's 36 right now. He's going to be in his 40s when the contract is over. So if I could find a way to get rid of him, I think I'd definitely do it. Second base, it's a little weak too. You see we have Johnny Giavitello. I think he was actually with the Royals organization. Yeah, yeah, he was with the Royals a long time ago. I think 2013. They're actually saying, if I remember correctly, they were going to give him a chance to win that starting job out of spring training, but you see, he didn't do much with that opportunity. A 220 average, 4 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 48 plate appearances, so he didn't do too much. He's okay defensively. His contact, it's okay. He's not a home run guy, but that's okay. I know not everybody on a team can be a home run guy, and he can avoid Ks. So I don't know. I mean, if he could do what he did last year with the 272, if he can maybe even hit like 260 for us and just not kill us in the field, I think I'd be happy for at least this year. Third base, we have Escobar and Jeffrey Marte. Seems like Marte's not fully developed yet. Seems like we actually got him from Detroit. I think I might actually want to play Escobar. What is his contract? Oh, nice. So we have team options. Nice. I like it. So, he did pretty good with Washington last year. I'm not going to lie. 314 average and 591 plate appearances, a 4.1 WAR. His fielding stats are pretty good as long as you play him at third base. And his speed's not too bad. So I think I'm going to start him over Marte, definitely. I just don't think Marte's particularly ready for a starting third base job. And he still has time. Shortstop, we have Pennington, but the main guy is Andrelton Simmons, well known for his glove. You see he has 2 gold gloves, one in 2013, one in 2014. This game calls it the Great Glove Award, so I think I might have to change that off camera or whatever. Yeah, he is your prototypical defensive and contact kind of guy. He doesn't really have any home run power. He did have that 17 home run season in 2013, but as we see, that might be an outlier because 2012 he had 3, 2014 he had 7, last year he had 4. So that might be, that's probably an outlier. If he could hit, between 5 and 8 home runs, I'd be happy. His eye is not all too good, but he can avoid Ks at a pretty decent rate. You see 48 strikeouts, 39 walks last year. That's something I'd love to see. I mean, if he could hit anywhere close to this triple slash, 265, 321, 338, I think I'd be pretty happy. So, I mean, there's not much I can really do. I mean, we did trade for this guy. His contract's only going to go up, so hopefully he does live up to this. Because I'm hoping that by 2020, when he's in his 30s and I'm paying him $15 million, he's not like completely tanking. So we're gonna have to watch out for that. Outfield, the main guy, obviously, Mr. Mike Trout, 70, wow, 70 contact, 70 gap power, 70 home run power, 70 I. He can't avoid Ks, but that's okay. I mean, when you look at a guy like Trout, he did strike out 158 times last year, but he hit 41 homers, 90 RBIs. The speed's there. It has decreased in past years. I mean, he had 49 stolen bases in 2012 and went down to 11 last year. And he almost hit 300 for the third time in his 4 major league seasons. But I mean, even if he does strike out and his average isn't that high, I mean, you look in 2014, his WAR was 8.1, but he only hit 287 and he struck out 184 times, which led the league. I mean, he's really good defensively in center field, so it's always good to have a guy like this. The one thing I will say that might be surprising to a lot of you, $33 million. Oh my goodness. The one thing I will say to some of you is that nobody on this team, I think, is untouchable. If we were to get, I know it wouldn't happen. Let's say we got 5, extremely well-regarded prospects, and they wanted Mike Trout for all those 5 guys that were, really close to the bigs. I think at some point you have to really, sit and consider, well, we have Trout, but those 5 prospects would really help replenish our farm system, especially if they're well-regarded. So I'm not saying I'm going to trade Mike Trout. I'm just saying I would consider every offer. But let's get off of that. We do have Cole Calhoun. He's a solid right fielder, left-handed, 28 years old. He's not making all that much. He actually he won a gold glove in right field last year. I didn't even realize that. You see, he's pretty good with the bat. He could hit, if he could give me somewhere between 20 and 30 home runs, I'd be happy. And he's like an 80 RBI guy. He doesn't have speed, really. He could steal, but he doesn't have speed. And as we can tell, he's not going to kill you in the field as long as you play him in right field, because his other ratings are not all that good. But, he's obviously a nice guy to have. Now, what's his contract? Okay, so we're going to have to give him a new one after this year. And then it seems like left field, it's going to be between Nava and Gentry, however you pronounce his name. I think it's Gentry. I'm not sure. So, I don't know. Maybe, because maybe we'll do a platoon. I don't know. Maybe he's a lefty, so maybe we'll have him play against righties, and we'll have Gentry play against lefties. I don't know. We'll figure that out. So that's basically the active roster right now. Looking at our minor league system, we do have this catcher, this Jet Bandy. He is 26 years old. He seems like a pretty good defensive catcher, which I find is pretty easy to find in this game too. His offense doesn't seem like anything to write home about, but it seems like he's our best prospect, at least in AAA. We have Caleb Cowart, third base. It seems like this guy's offense can develop a little better. It seems like he could be pretty. It seems like this guy could be pretty solid, to be perfectly honest. It seems like he had his cup of coffee last year with the Angels, and he didn't do too well. But I'm not going to look too far into that. I mean, he's only 23 years old, so I think another year in the minors would definitely help him out. But it seems like after that, it just kind of goes. We do have Al Albuquerque. Might consider calling him up at some point because, I mean, his control is atrocious, but everything else is fine. Although guys like this I've found, they are pretty risky to have because sometimes they'll get you an ERA under 2, but sometimes it'll be really unsightly. And just, going down there, Corey Rasmus, Nick Tropiano, Lou Marston. There's a guy the Phillies had back in the day. They actually traded him for Cliff Lee to the Indians, if I remember correctly. So that's really a AAA team. It's nothing too special. Going to the Arkansas Travelers. Nobody really here either. We have 4 1.5-star guys: Chad Hinshaw, Rafael Ortega, Ruben Sosa, and Alex Yarbrough. So there's nothing really too special down in AA either. As I'm trying to scroll down here, there we go. Yeah, it's not looking too good. Going to the 66ers, our high A team. We do have this David Fletcher fellow, this 21-year-old shortstop. This guy seems to be defense, maybe. Although he has hit the ball pretty well in the minors, so I don't know. Maybe he could become a pretty solid guy, maybe like a 270 average, who knows. But it does seem like he'll be good in the field, though, so I will say that. And this Taylor Ward, another catching guy. See, once again, as I mentioned, it's so easy to find catchers with like ratings like this. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then going down to our mid-A team, there's nobody at all. Going down to... Oh, what is that? Oh, the Owls with a Z. I like that. That's unique. Owls. It's nice. I like that. You don't see that too often. That's like such a prototypical minor league name, like with a Z at the... Oh, I love it. But there's nobody down there anyway. Nobody with the Owls. Down in the Arizona League... It doesn't seem like there's anybody either. Oh, no, look at that. So we have Jahmai Jones, 18 years old. It seems like this guy's never going to be able to hit for average. It seems like this is more of a power guy who can... So this is a power defense speed guy, I suppose. He has really good range, but I guess center field's only 50 right now. I guess that'll improve as time goes on, though. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens to him. He's only 18, so we're at least 4 years away from him doing anything. But that's about all we have there in our rookie league. Down in the Dominican Summer League, we have nobody to speak of, and in our international complex, we have another catching prospect, which is pretty much the same as we have already. So, my expectations for this year, obviously, I think you always want to make the playoffs, but at the same time, with the team we have now, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. You see, our top prospects. Our top prospect is an 18-year-old in rookie ball, so... We really do need to fix this farm system up. I think my main goal this year is to... I mean, obviously I'd like to make the playoffs, but I think restocking and replenishing this farm system should be towards the top because I don't think we're going to contend for a division title this year. If we do, then I'd be extremely surprised, but I'd like to try to build this team up. That way in the future we can start contending for the division more than, 1 or 2 years. So... I think the main goal is finding trades that'll help our team out not only now, but for the future as well. But I believe that'll do it for episode number 1 here, everyone. Episode number 2 will actually start off the simulation. If we check the schedule, we'll actually start up the simulation here. That's actually not what I wanted. I wanted the team schedule. Do we have any? Well, actually, now let me check. Do we have any? Okay, so these are our This is our top 20 prospects. You see Jones, Ward. Oh, so this is actually a top prospect. Oh, so this guy... he's not good defensively, though. I don't know. Maybe he'll get some starts at first base. I don't know. They say, yeah, we definitely really need to fix up this farm system because this is pathetic. We're never gonna go anywhere with this team. I'd be very surprised if we had any top 100 prospects. Oh wait, no, I gotta go here. Whoops. Do we have any top 100? Let's see. I'm guessing this is the Dodgers. Yeah. Yeah, that's not us. Yeah, so I think Jahmai Jones is our only top 100 prospect. At least it's looking like it. Unless we have maybe... Oh, it'd be nice to have Corey Seager. That'd be nice. I doubt we have any top prospect. Yeah, because that's Dodgers. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we have nobody. We have one top 100 prospect. That's terrible. But anyway, that'll be it for this episode, guys. Next episode, we're going to start the season simulation. Woohoo! And we're going to see how bad this team actually does. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this. Be sure to subscribe. A new episode of this is going to go up every single day, so be sure to watch out for that. But once again, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.